here.
Pittsburgh.
Turn on the radio! Bring it on! Turn it!
Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. Hope you're having a good night, morning, day, wherever you're at, wherever you're listening. Do appreciate it. Now, I am here today with another band, and you'll see me sipping on some beverage throughout today's episode. And what am I sipping on? Well, of course, I am sipping on some G Fuel, as always. But what flavor? Hidden Power. It is an awesome limeade flavor, and I always love talking about G Fuel anytime I can. So check out G Fuel whenever you can. Check out the limeade. Check out the Hidden Power, Dragon Ball Z, anime fan, of course. So who we talking to today? Well, we are talking to a band from Pennsylvania called Haven State. Haven State, how you guys doing?
What's up? Great. Thanks for having us.
Hey, no problem. Why don't you go around the room, introduce yourselves.
Okay, so I'm Luke. I play the drums. Our bass player, Brendan, couldn't be here. He's in Washington, D.C. right now. But
I'm Cody. I play guitar.
I am Josie, and I am the singer. I do the vocals.
The verbals. Okay, awesome. Thanks for hopping on today, guys. Do appreciate it. Who all is in Haven State, and where's everybody from?
Well, pretty much just us. All the names we got, except Brendan, he's not here. We're all... And Devin. Yeah. Devin is in a band called Space Weather also. And he just kind of fills in as like our second guitar player when we play shows. And we're all from Pennsylvania. Yes.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
We're all from Pittsburgh.
Had to think about it.
Yeah.
But you're like not exactly from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, not originally, but for the band's sake, we're all from Pittsburgh. We all, with the exception of Devin, who plays second guitar, we all met at CalU, California University of Pennsylvania, which is just a tiny little rinky-dink college south of Pittsburgh. And we were all music students there and just kind of hung out and started jamming. Rinky-dink. Yeah.
Okay, so it all makes sense now. I played a show with these guys a couple months back, and every single one of these members knows how to play their instruments very well. And collaboratively, they also know how to make music very well. So I was always curious. I was like, I wonder how they got together. And you already answered my question before I got to ask it. So CalU, all right, I've been there. Pretty cool little college. And of course, you're all music students, and it all makes sense now. So heck yeah, good job.
We have a lot more friends even from that college that aren't in this band who have gone on to do lots of other projects. So
Me and Lucas met in marching band.
yeah, of all places.
What did everyone play?
Well, drums.
I was on the glockenspiel in the pit.
Yeah.
I wasn't in marching band.
Yeah, we
Because I'm
met.
cool.
Yeah, we met in our history of jazz class, and like
No, I met you at the Solio show. When you were playing the
I was drunk as hell. I don't remember that.
No, you weren't. It was the Battle of the Bands thing on campus. You weren't drunk.
No,
That's when I first met.
that's surprising. Me not playing show drunk in
You
college.
still remember it.
Yeah. But yeah, it all just the three of us jammed for a while, and then we had a friend Brendan, and he started playing. Ironically, the show you played with us, Brendan couldn't make it, and Tony Gregory, who's the singer of Space Weather, he actually filled in on bass for that. So
Oh, okay.
Shout out to Tony and Space Weather.
yeah, we constantly we're stealing members from that band all the time. So, but that's pretty much the gist of how we got started there. So
History of jazz.
Haven State actually was formed because we were talking about something, and we turned around and we're like, "Oh, you like metal? Hey, I like that."
yeah,
And we were like, "Oh, okay." Yeah, that's kind of how I'm really.
Yeah, and I played bass first.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh,
Me and Josie were kind of in a little ditty project going kind of nowhere, and then we got this guy, and he knew Brendan, and then it all kind of came together from there.
I love stories like that. That's good.
Jazz stuff.
Yeah, the history of jazz. What do you know? What do you want to know about that?
Because I don't remember shit.
Let's see. Take me to the beginning. No, I'm not going to ask about jazz. It's funny that you had that class. I had a class. I had two choices. I had to take a music class. It was either music theory Okay. Or history of rock and roll. And I was like, all right, let's do that. And this professor, this professor started from the beginning of time of hitting your rock against the tree and making beats. And we were supposed to go to the 90s. Well, we didn't. We got to the Beatles, and we stayed on the Beatles. And let me tell you, if you don't like the Beatles, I really don't like the Beatles. I appreciate them. I can respect them. But because of this class, I watched every Beatles movie. We listened to every Beatles album front to back, just in silence. We just listened to it. And I was like, this is awkward. And it was a class I had to pay for. I was like, what is going on? And then he was like, oh yeah, and then there's like a band called the Rolling Stones, kind of skipped over them, and then we barely made it to the 70s. And I was like, bro.
That's kind of how I feel with like Led Zeppelin, because I teach a lot of lessons, and I used to guitar tech for a Led Zeppelin tribute band called Get the Let Out, and like constantly it's just Led Zeppelin this, Led Zeppelin that. And I teach too much lessons, and I teach full band lessons, and I work in a like part-time just in a retail music store, and just no offense, the old dads who come in and poorly play Led Zeppelin songs all day long on an
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying the music is bad. I'm not saying I don't appreciate it or anything. Me personally, I can't listen to it anymore.
That's the true rock and roll lifestyle, just being that dad that is in there.
And no disrespect. Keep playing music. It's awesome. It's just, it's my one little qualm, you know. But.
Well, a quick follow-up question to that. How many guys have told you, listen, bro, it's all about the feel?
Yeah, and then they'll be like, brow, 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 and just play like the most kind of plain riffs. And that hearing people like talk down on the new music and stuff is really funny too sometimes in the store. But yeah, I do like working in a music store. It's interesting. The crowd of people you run into is hilarious.
There is a lot of good new music out there, but people's nostalgia definitely keeps them living in the past sometimes. But I think everybody's kind of like that a little bit, you know. Everybody has that one band that you'd like to go back and listen to and remember from your childhood or something.
Absolutely. So it is the new year. So happy new year to you guys. Individually, thank you. Individually, what are some of your goals? And then we're going to get into collectively as the band. So individually for now, what are your 2023 goals? You can name 1, you can name 10, whatever you want to do.
Are we allowed to talk about them? It's top secret stuff. No, but recently we just finished filming a music video for a single we're going to be putting out hopefully soon, you know? And we're just kind of in a big writing process. I feel like we get that way over the winter time when there's a little bit less shows going on. We get in the writing process, and that's kind of where we're at right now. Just kind of getting ready for the next album. And just planning some singles and stuff here and there in between. This isn't our first music video, but this is like our first big production music video, I guess I'll say.
It cost a pretty penny. That's how you know it's real.
Yeah. Pretty much just that, and then I have some other side projects, and Josie and I have some other side projects that we're planning to release as well, kind of unrelated, and then I'm just trying to not spend a bunch of money on food going out to eat. That's a big one for me. So.
Chipotle is my downfall, I'll tell you.
That's true.
I work across the street from Jersey Mike's, and I eat Jersey Mike's like 7 times a week. Maybe not 7.
Oh, wow.
Life, man.
I love Jersey Mike's. I'm racking up those Mike's points. So.
Hey, you need that free stuff.
Great subs, man.
Log into my account when you go to Jersey Mike's. So.
I don't.
Jersey Mike's, if you're watching, give me free stuff.
In front of all my coworkers.
Yes, that's what I do when I do these podcasts.
Jersey
I try to talk
Mike's
about G Fuel much I can.
G Fuel. I see that in so many YouTubers, like their sponsors. Like I don't know if you know this. I think his channel name is Some Ordinary Gamers, but he has like a whole stack of G Fuel.
So my old overnight at my employment used to be like, yeah, bro, G Fuel, it's like the best. Oh my God. I'm like, all right, bro, like it can't be that good. And he's like, just try it. I'm like, okay. So I'll be honest, and this isn't a G Fuel podcast. That's not what I'm talking about. But it has replaced my coffee. I don't have to go to Starbucks every day. I don't have to go to Dunkin' every day. It's a nice little energy boost. Tastes good. No sugar. And it's pretty good. So anyway, G Fuel, thank you so much. Give me that sponsorship. So 2021 saw the release of your album Adapt. Tell me the backstory. Tell us the backstory of that album. How did you go about writing it? How did you go about the recording process? What was the feedback? Anything at all?
I just started. Really, we all just kind of had 2 songs, Running and Origami, which were like ridiculously old. They were supposed to be on our first EP, and then we just kept changing them. And the versions that are on the album are like drastically different on basically all instruments for the most part. The guitar is similar, but even that changed a lot. And then just kind of kept writing riffs, and we kept jamming stuff out. And like Spaceman is an old one. Really, most of the songs are pretty old, except for the last 2 songs. Pelican Mouth Pouch, which has an awesome name, by the way, and the title track, Adapt. That was written last, and then Pelican Mouth Pouch was a demo that we like never actually jammed as a band. It was more of just like a recorded demo for a really long time, but it was like 7 minutes long, and then we added like a minute-long interlude tacked on at the end. So it's definitely our longest song, but seems to be like a decent fan favorite. No, it's probably our favorite, relatively.
It's my favorite lyrically that I've heard, and singing wise, I really enjoy performing that song.
But the whole idea of the album was to really make something that flowed kind of, seamlessly, and it's like 37 minutes of just kind of continuous music, and I would like to think that it hits a lot of different places. There's heavy parts, sad parts, there's really crazy, complex parts, there's really simple, straightforward, almost poppy parts, there's weird ambience. We tried to hit as many avenues as we can, which is what we're going to try and do on whatever the next album becomes as well. So
when I was doing my research on you guys, this album, I talked to Stu from a band called Spirit World, and we talked about albums and stuff, and basically no skips on this album, which fantastic. I am not a big fan. Yeah, of course. And not one song is just like the other, which is also great because you don't want the same song over and over, because I just listened to that. So, hey, good job on Adapt. I personally am looking forward to whatever the next EP album, whatever that's going to be, is. Looking forward to that music video as well. So for the people that have not listened to you guys, how would you describe your music to them? If you're going to introduce them to you, what's the first song you're going to listen to?
I usually just say it's prog. It's prog rock.
It's music. Yeah, and then leave it at that.
Exactly. I usually say it's like kind of prog rock. It's like, sometimes I jokingly say like it's nerdy, like time signatures and stuff. But usually just like proggy stuff, and I'll usually show them Pelican Mouth Pouch just the beginning, because I don't want to make them sit through 8 minutes if they're. I'll show them that the riff usually tends to grab on my.
I'll usually show people running because I think it has a great intro.
It's a good catch.
It's pretty catchy. Yeah, but yeah, probably just progressive rock, a little bit of hardcore,
like metal, I guess.
Metal in there.
Yeah, metal parts.
But when the writing process comes along, we don't really think about that too much. It's more just like whatever we write, we just kind of go off that and trust it, sort of.
Yeah.
And
we also take, between all of us, we take influence from like a billion bands, and not even just within that genre, like really anything. We're picky within each genre, but we can usually find something that me personally, I don't know about them, but I take a lot of inspiration from stuff that's not rock or metal at all, as well as a lot of stuff that is rock and metal. But yeah, I guess showing someone the band, just kind of that spiel, I also don't want to be the guy that like super hypes up my band. At first I was kind of like that, but then I'm just I try to keep it minimal, just explain it's prog rock.
Just kind of chill. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Because there are the right ways to approach telling people about your band, and then there's like, okay, bro, let me. That's enough. That's good.
Yeah, because I used to be like, no, here, and give you as much information as I could, and that's annoying. People don't want to hear about that, Even if you were in like a super popular band, like if someone doesn't ask about it, it's like,
the right kind of people want to hear
Yeah, exactly. So it depends on the person. But when I'm the old Led Zeppelin dads, for example, it's hard for me to explain to them what it is because I'll be like prog rock, and they'll be like Rush, and
I was
I'm
gonna
like,
say like Rush.
yeah, and I loved Rush. I saw them when I was like 10, but like
yes.
that's the closest. Yeah, they'll always be like, oh, you like Yes, you like Rush, and
Yeah.
they're not gonna know anything beyond that. They might know Dream Theater or Tool, and that's still not even close to us. But I'll be like, yeah, because that's the closest thing I'm gonna show you. I'll be like, it's like Rush.
This is Cody's call out to all the Led Zeppelin dads out there. Come argue with them in a parking lot in Walmart.
Argue with me at the front desk of the music store because it already happened.
So you guys wrote 21st Century Schizoid Man, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that.
We're like King Crimson. Yeah, that's pretty much it as far as describing stuff, I would say.
Awesome. Again, you guys are very talented. I'm very impressed, very jealous of your talent. So good job, all of you collectively getting together and making Haven State. You're very welcome. So what is the plan for 2023?
Well, like the music video, like we explained, and like just getting a new album out, hopefully.
Doing a lot of demos, doing a lot of just writing kind of right now. Trying to get out some other side projects before we really delve into this.
Yeah, we're all in like other side projects and stuff, so it eats up a lot of time trying to do that. But we all like having these multiple children we can go.
Yeah, like Lucas plays in another band called Tales of Creature from like San Diego. I fill in for Space Weather sometimes, and I play with a lot of like local like R&B neo soul artists like Sierra Sellers and Kim Chambers and stuff. Ironically, I played with them last night. Josie and I have a almost like electronic project called Inkbot that's going to be released soon. That's not really announced yet.
Yeah.
And then she also screams for a lot of like recordings for a lot of side bands and stuff. And Brendan, our bass player, plays in a couple side bands and gigs with some cover bands. So it's just we kind of try to stay busy with music as much as we can, as well as other projects. So
Yeah, and just your side project is some guy from Europe, right?
Yeah, he's in London.
Right.
So
Met
Okay.
through,
I could be wrong, but
Yeah,
he's English. No,
Yeah,
it's
he's
okay.
I have a YouTube channel where I do some like drum covers and stuff just for fun. And yeah, a guy from San Diego, I guess, saw that and hit me up and showed me some of the stuff he was writing. I was like, yeah, I'm down for that. And also, I want to get out in California and get some contacts out there. I'll actually be going out to California at the end of January to play our first show with a band called Cat Bamboo, opening up for them. Yeah, cool name, right? But
Coolest
yeah,
name, yes.
that should be fun, getting back out there. But as far as Haven State goes, like, if we get an album out in a decent amount of time, after that, it's usually just kind of a routine, like you put out an album and then go after a tour, or it's just many shows as you can. And that's what we're basically planning on doing for the year. And every year after that.
Awesome goals to have. Do you guys have any final thoughts, words for any fans listening?
We appreciate you for listening.
Yes, we love you.
We would not
You are
exist if
listening.
not for you. Yeah.
It's the only reason we're fucking doing it.
yeah.
And also, we love music too. That's why.
Yeah, we do it for us, but it is always good to hear fans come up and say, I appreciate your music. And what you do.
Yes.
That is amazing.
Yes.
That's super cool.
When people come up to me and they say, like, this album has helped me move through very difficult times in my life, that means a lot to me and the rest of us.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's why,
It's a great experience that humanity has in this one little section of humanity, which is just playing music. It's just everybody can relate. It's art. Everybody can kind of relate to it. It's a global thing.
And everyone's supposed to be comfortable and at ease when you're like at a show, like,
Don't be afraid to come talk to us after a show. Never be afraid to go talk to your favorite artist after a show if they're hanging around.
Buy our merch. I need to pay rent.
Yeah, buy our merch.
No, that's the dumb joke.
Go listen to our stuff.
It's just a cash grab. That's the only reason we're doing it.
yeah, that's why.
But no, yeah, we appreciate it a lot. So I think that's pretty much final on that. So.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, there's nothing else to be doing. To be honest.
What else could we be doing?
Yeah.
You'd be playing in Led Zeppelin bands, and I'd be playing in Beatle bands.
Yeah. And then we could actually pay rent.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not good.
Haven State guys, I do appreciate you hopping on. I'm going to talk to you here in a minute off air, okay?
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
No problem. That is Haven State. They're from Pennsylvania, and these guys are so awesome at everything they do when it comes to individually learning and knowing how to play their instrument to collectively coming together and making music together. It just sounds so good. So make sure you check out Haven State. They got music out right now, and they got more music on the way. Do appreciate you taking a moment to check out this episode of the podcast. I love talking to bands, love talking about rock, metal, entertainment, and pop culture news. So we will see you guys next time.